Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Danielle Fisher, and I'm the event manager here at Eco Canada. And today's session is called Starting Your Career as an Environmental Professional. Before we start, I would like to take a moment to recognize the traditional Indigenous lands where Eco Canada's office is based in Calgary. At Eco Canada, we're committed to working towards respectful acknowledgement, collaboration, and reconciliation with Indigenous peoples across Canada. This starts with acknowledging our honor and privilege to live and work within the Treaty 7 territory. Today, we're presenting from the City of Calgary, home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. We'd also like to take this time to acknowledge traditional territories and oral practices of the Niitsitapi, home of the Blackfoot Confederacy, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Kainai First Nations, and the Tsuut'ina and Goodstoney, which include Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. Before we start, there are a few housekeeping guidelines for today's session to ensure that everyone can enjoy and participate in our session effectively. All participants are muted, so please check your audio settings to ensure that you can hear us properly. If you're experiencing any technical issues, please use the question box and select Eco Canada, the organizer, and I will do all that I can to resolve the issue. Today's webinar is being recorded and will be made available on demand to you within the next 24 hours. Everyone who registered for the webinar will receive an email with a link to the video. Any questions that you have about the presentation or today's topic can be submitted through the chat box or question box. We will have dedicated time during the presentation to answer any questions from the audience. Finally, we really want to know what you think about our webinars and how we can keep improving. You'll be sent a short survey after the webinar ends. Please let us know what you think or if you have any comments or suggestions about the webinar. Eco Canada's vision is to build the world's leading environmental workforce. Eco Canada seeks to help environmental workers succeed at each step of their career journey. To do this, Eco Canada has developed programs tailored to individuals at different stages of their career. For those looking to enter the environmental workforce, Eco Canada provides training through the BEAR program and accreditation for environmental programs at post-secondary institutions. Eco Canada also provides opportunities for new workers to break into the environmental sector through wage funding for co-op students and recent post-secondary graduates. For those already employed as environmental workers, Eco Canada provides the Environmental Professional, EP, and Environmental Professional in Training, EPT certifications, and EPT students. Lastly, Eco Canada provides opportunities for those with vast experience as environmental workers to provide guidance and direction to Eco Canada's products and programs through advisory committees and emeritus memberships. Now I'd like to introduce you to our speakers. First up, we have Colleen Mahoney. Colleen has been with Eco Canada for 2.5 years. She loves helping applicants become certified members, and one of her favorite things is sending an application for registrar review because it means that applicant will soon receive their designation. Next, we will have Helen Crawley. Helen has been with Eco Canada for 5 years and loves her job. Being the membership concierge, she is happy to help at any time, and one of her favorite things is hearing that an EPT is upgrading to an EP. Over to you, ladies.
Thanks, Danielle. So what are we going to cover today? We've actually just covered all about Eco Canada. So we're going to take a look at employment. We're going to take a look at resources for career development. And we're going to have a question and answer period. And then we're going to give you our contact information. So here at ECO, our research department provides the foundation for the programs and resources we develop and offer. We have been conducting labor market research for over 20 years, and using this knowledge, we are able to develop programs that will best support the environmental sector based on identified market needs. In the next slides, I will be going into some of the information our research teams developed according to Environmental Employment Outlook for Canada. Here are some highlights from a recent report that can help you understand what the future of the green jobs is expected to look like. As a start, in 2023, there were 748,720 workers in a green job in Canada. Our research team also found that environmental workers are needed in a variety of fields, with environmental workers present in every Canadian region and practically every occupation. There is also predicted to be 173,000 net environmental job openings by 2025. That's equivalent to 25% of 2020 employment levels. About 37% of net hiring needs, which is about 108,000 jobs, will be for core environmental workers. These are roles that will require environmental competencies. And lastly, job growth and retirement will account for 172,700 net environmental job openings by 2025. That's equivalent to roughly 25% of the 2020 employment levels. If we break this number down, we see employment is expected to grow by about 11%, resulting in approximately 74,000 new green jobs needed to be filled within the next decade. And close to 14% of the workforce is expected to retire within the forecast period, resulting in approximately 98,300 additional job openings. If we look at Canada as a whole, we see that every province and territory will be looking for environmental workers over the next few years, with opportunities resulting from jobs in new or expanding industries, as well as openings created by retiring workers. Environmental roles exist in every province and territory and practically every occupation, offering a broad range of opportunities. We can see that Alberta has the highest growth rate of environmental job opportunities with 36%. Our research department also interviewed environmental employers to identify the top soft and technical skills currently in demand. Employers indicated that industry knowledge is the most important technical area for employees to receive training in. Other technical areas include public awareness, policy and legislation, education and training, research and development. The second group of skills that are necessary for success are the essential skills, also referred to as soft skills. These include project management, leadership, communication, negotiation and conflict resolution, and problem solving. We see that there are a lot of opportunities available in the environmental sector. However, since it's such a large and multidisciplinary sector, it can often feel overwhelming when it comes time to choose a specific career path. This is where our career profiles come in handy. The profiles can give you insights into what environmental professionals do on a day-to-day basis. On our website, if you search for career profiles, you'll be able to browse through different career options in the environmental sector. Feel free to scan this QR code or to go to our career profiles page. If we look at one example more specifically, you'll see that each profile gives a snapshot on the career. For example, it shows you typical job duties, the work environment, the soft and technical skills that are needed, and I highly recommend using this as a tool to explore your options. We'll now talk about how you can develop those soft and technical skills employers are looking for, starting with resources EcoCanada can provide. EcoCanada has on-demand and live webinars, online courses and workshops to help you with your professional development. Some examples include environmental law, technical writing, and project management. The instructors are keen on learning who you are and what your needs are so that you get the most out of the workshop. And now I will turn it over to Colleen Mahoney.
Thanks, Helen. I would now like to talk about another Eco-Canada resource, our flagship program, EP certification. Currently, there are more than 3,000 certified members across Canada who have one or more of the following types of designations. Our EPT, or Environmental Professional in Training designation, is for junior professionals with less than 5 years of environmental work experience. Our EP designation is for mid to senior level environmental professionals who have at least 5 years of environmental work experience. We also have EP auditor designations, and this includes for both management system auditors as well as compliance auditors. In order to qualify to be an auditor, applicants are required to have specific education, training, employment experience, and audit experience. We also have an organizational level designation called our EP employer. This is for employers in the environmental sector to encourage environmental excellence. From fostering employee training and development to hiring diverse candidates, our human resources tools help employers hire new professionals and support their career development while also fostering outstanding employee relations and productivity. If you are still enrolled in school, you may be interested in our EPT student program. This is a way you can access some of our resources even before you graduate. EP student membership requires a one-time payment of $50, and the membership is valid throughout your post-secondary studies. Once you complete the EPT student program, you can automatically upgrade to the EPT designation. Some of the benefits of our EPT student include a job search toolkit, exclusive access to the EPT student LinkedIn networking group, access to Eco-Canada webinars and our resource library, a free course called Essential Skills for Job Seekers, and a lot more. If you'd like more information about our EPT student program, please feel free to send me an email. My contact information will be at the end of the presentation. This slide provides you an overview with the EPT application process. Unlike the EP designation, it does not include writing an exam. There are also no minimum requirements to pass the self-assessment. Once all application requirements have been met, applications go through a final review by our registrar and then to the approvals board for final ratification. There are numerous benefits to becoming certified. Some of our most popular benefits are our mentorship program, the EPT Professional Development Framework, access to over 50 webinars on soft and technical skills, 25% off all of ECO's online courses, and free passes to our virtual and in-person meetups and networking events. Feel free to connect with us on social media to find out more of our benefits. One of the benefits I would like to highlight is our mentorship program. This is designed in a one-on-one format, meaning that the EPT is matched with an EP mentor who will guide the EPT over the course of 8 sessions regarding their career and provide advice. Mentorship is extremely flexible. You can meet with your mentor in person or remotely by telephone, email, live text chat, or video call. You can also choose to meet monthly, weekly, or bi-weekly, depending on your availability. The mentorship program is about being mentored. It's not necessarily about getting a job. Being mentored provides you with access to knowledge and experience to help shape your career path. Mentors will share with you how they got to where they are in their career today and what roadblocks to avoid. This program allows you to gain a confidant and learn new ways of doing things. Eco Canada uses the Mentor City platform so you can access your mentor right on your phone, and it's easy to keep track of your meetings and goals. Can you go to the next slide, please, Danielle? Just a reminder that we have lots of events that our certified members can meet up with. Right now, we're in the process of scheduling some meetups all across the country. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter, and then you'll receive information on when these events are occurring. Finding a job can seem like a daunting task. Well, Eco Canada has some resources that can help you get your foot in the door. We have wage funding programs to help secure entry-level employment or to help students find employment for co-op, internship, or summer jobs. As a delivery partner for the federal government for over 20 years, Eco Canada has been connecting environmental employers with skilled junior talent through our employment programs. These offer wage subsidies. On the screen, you can see the 5 programs that we currently have. Our goal with these programs is to drive valuable work experience and essential skills training. Basically, how it works is the employer receives funding from us to offset the cost of initial wages and training for a new employee. The great thing about our wage funding programs is you can receive pre-approval. This means you can apply for funding on our website even before you obtain a job. And once you get pre-approval, you can mention that you are eligible for funding in your cover letter or resume. This is a great incentive that employers will really appreciate. Since 2002, we have funded over 16,000 jobs for youth and distributed over $176 million to employers. Although some of our programs are currently waitlisted, please check our website frequently as the funding is always changing. Thank you very much for joining us today. We are finished our presentation, and I believe we have time for questions, right, Danielle?
We sure do. Thank you guys so much. Wonderful presentation. My apology for the slides skipping around a bit at the beginning. I hope everyone got the information they need, and this recording will also be sent out to you at the end of this. So if you need to go back and look at any of those slides, you can take that opportunity then. So we do have a few questions. The first one is, how many mentors are there in our mentor pool, and how do they get matched through Mentor City? How does that work?
For our mentorship program, we have over 200 mentors available, and we use a platform called Mentor City. So think dating app. So what you would do is you would go in, you get enrolled into the program. At the end of every month, we enroll our new members, and you would then fill out a profile. And then once your profile is complete, you can have access to the pool of mentors to see if you want to meet with somebody geographically, or if you want them to have the same specialization as you, or if they're local or not. It just depends on what your criteria is for meeting up with your mentor. But basically, that's how it works.
Wonderful. So when you're talking about the meetups and the networking events, are those free for all of the EPTs and the EPs?
Yes, correct.
Wonderful. And then when can we expect more funding for some of these programs that we were talking about on the previous slide? When do you think that we're going to get more funding for these?
The wage funding happens 3 or 4 times a year, so it basically happens every season. So right now we're just about to go into our fall season, so be sure to sign up for the newsletter, because the newsletter will also indicate when the new funding has been received.
Mm-hmm. We have a question from Julia. Julia is asking, what is the financial cost to get EPT or EP certification? I know those two are different. Are there different payment plans for lower income individuals?
So the application fee for an EPT is $200. It's $300 if you want to start as an EP. So if you've got that 5 years experience already and your post-secondary education, you can apply for EP, and the cost for the application is $300. Then you pay a prorated membership fee when you become certified. And then every April after that, you're required to pay your annual renewal fee. The renewal fee for EPTs is $130. For EPs and auditors, it's $230. We can certainly help you if you need to be set up on a payment plan for that renewal payment. And the best person to actually speak with is Helen. Helen looks after all of the renewal payments and things. So in April, if it's looking like you're going to need to go on a payment plan, feel free to reach out to Helen.
So you guys are really taking down those barriers for people that might not have that money right then, but are really interested in becoming EPTs. And I think that as students, that's a very valuable thing for them. So we have another question.
Sorry. I just want to mention that if you are in a post-secondary program and you join our EPT student program, you can upgrade to EPT for free. So what that means is your application fee of $200 is waived. So that's a really good way to get in there if you're currently a student. Also, we have accredited programs, and anybody who graduates from an accredited program also gets their EPT application fees waived.
Wonderful. Now we do have another question. If my job isn't in the environmental field, am I able to become an EPT through volunteering or some other way?
Well, as long as you have a post-secondary education, and that's either a 3 to 4 year bachelor's degree or a 2-year diploma, you can apply and become designated as an EPT. It's not expected that EPTs have any environmental work experience. So if you're not currently in the environmental sector, the best way to get in is to get your EPT designation and start networking and taking advantage of some of our career resources.
Okay, wonderful. Now I am seeing a lot of wage funding questions coming up in the chat. I do want to let you guys know that we will be having a wage funding webinar that will be coming up this next week. Let me just check the dashboard here. It's going to be called Leveraging Your Training Dollars, Employment Programs for Hosts and Participants. That's on September 12th. That will probably be the best bet for you guys to get any of these questions answered. Let me just see. We do have one last question, and it's how does becoming an EPT as a working employee benefit? How does that benefit an individual becoming an EPT as a working employee already?
I would say that, actually, I have an example. One of our EPTs who is out in Halifax, she actually is a biologist, but she really appreciates her EPT designation because what it does is it highlights the fact that she works in the environment, that she's not just a biologist. So she uses her EPT to really highlight the environmental work that she does. Also, if you go onto our job board, you will see that there are people looking for EPTs and EPs. There will be a logo beside the job presentation that will say, that they're looking for people who do have the designation. So if you do have that, then your resume actually goes to the top of the pile.
Wonderful. So some real great opportunity there. Oh, another question just popped in. EPT members must complete professional development opportunities outlined in the EPT PD training framework. Are those live webinars or pre-recorded?
They're pre-recorded.
Okay, wonderful. Another one from Tara. Can you be an EP with a 2-year diploma and experience?
Yes. As long as you have that minimum 5 years experience.
Okay, great. I think the next ones, that's going to be it for these ladies. All the rest of these questions are specific wage funding questions. I will make sure that these questions are getting answered if you have dropped them in the question or the chat. I'll make sure that the appropriate person gets out to you. But thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today. As you see, we have Colleen and Helen's contact information on the screen right now. You can reach out to them at any time to make sure that you get these questions answered for you. Thank you so much, ladies. Wonderful session. Any last words?
Yeah, can I just make a quick mention about our virtual career fair next week? Helen is actually going to be hosting another webinar where she talks to a certified EP and a certified EPT about the value they find in being certified. So join our virtual career fair next week and tap into Helen's presentation where she's actually talking to certified members.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
For sure, to actually hear it coming out of the mouths of actual EPTs and EPs. So thank you all so much. We will make sure and answer these questions for you coming up on wage funding and all the rest that are in the chat. And have a wonderful day. Thank you from ECO Canada.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.